Okay, boys, you are getting a golden hour driving video today. Look at that. Look at that light on the face there. So here's my plan. Alex will probably get into the doctor answer to this question, but I'm gonna go into the just open your eyes and look around answer to the question of why fruit, right? Why fruit is the first carbohydrate form that we are adding to the diet. Okay, so I mentioned the other day that it is in general the least problematic food group, carbohydrate group. Okay. Very, very, very few people are, allergic to, sensitive to fruits. And I say that, and there's one among us who is extremely sensitive to a certain fruit. But generalizations are helpful because they are generally true. We love you, Kevin. Anyway, so that's something that you can observe, right? How many people do you know who are allergic to fruits? How many people do you know who are like, oh man, fruit doesn't make me feel good, whatever? Like, no, that's just not the case. That's just not human experience. Okay, so that's observation number one. Here's observation number two. What do children absolutely love to eat pretty much more than anything else, right? When we're talking about real foods. Most kids I know will smash fruit. No problem, right? So there's just observation number two. Now here is maybe the most substantial ones, right? Those are things that you just say, hey, these are things that you can see. This next one is think about how nature presents all food to us, all plant foods to us. Okay, so God has told us all plants are good for us to eat, right? I'm still not convinced that he was talking about kale, but he might have been. He might have been, okay? But the plants that yield their fruit, right? When you look at a tree and it has apples growing on it, has oranges growing on it, right? When you look at a bush and it has berries growing on it, right? The plant is presenting its fruit, okay? Versus when you eat broccoli or cauliflower or kale, okay, or any type of lettuce, right? Like that is the entire plant. So already there's kind of a categorical difference. This plant over here seems to be presenting us with a fruit. These plants over here, like you are eating the entire plant, okay? So then you just think about, like, similar to what I was saying with the kids. One of those types of things, fruit compared to kale, we'll just pick on kale. One of those things, just to the untrained human being, is going to be more enjoyable, right? It's going to be a better experience as long as it's ripe, okay? So now this is where we start to get into a little bit of what's going on below the surface. So we know that a vegetable such as kale or broccoli or whatever, essentially its defense mechanism against predators, against being eaten, is something internal, right? It is a chemical within it that is going to essentially taste bad to the person that's trying to eat it. So compare that to lots of fruits, where this is where Alex might need to correct me here. I believe that those types of things would probably be higher in its less mature form, but as it ripens, as it sweetens, those essentially like anti-nutrients are not as present. You look at other fruits, right? Things you have to peel. Oh, look at this. I've got an orange right here, okay? The peel on this sucker, yeah, that is not super pleasant, right? But that is protecting the delicious, juicy fruit on the inside. Think of a banana, right? So, just one of those ways where, hey, some of those things that would be not so pleasant to eat, they're actually not the parts that you eat anyway, right? So, again, I'm just saying, hey, let's observe, right? Alex can be the one to tell you more so what's going on there, right? And one of the things is, hey, we have been able to research, these leafy greens and other vegetables and stuff, and we know that, hey, some of the benefit is actually what you would call generally like hormetic stress, right? So it's like, hey, something kind of bad happens for something good to happen on the other side. Again, not my lane, not gonna speak to that, right? But in many different examples, we can look and see, hey, it seems like these fruits are things that are intended for us to be eaten, are really good for us to eat. People don't have a ton of issues with them, problems with them, like we see with vegetables, and sure as heck like we see with lots of grains. And the more that those things get tampered with, right, especially the grains, worse and worse things get, right? So that's kind of the real, pragmatic, anecdotal, just open your eyes and look at it approach to, hey, why fruit? Why is this the first carbohydrate source? And yeah, I'm looking forward to breaking down more of the macronutrients and how we really balance it and all that. But I can tell you what, I really, really enjoyed having some fruit today. See you guys in the gym.